to 8 weeks even is what's been reported, and that has a lot of variability, and so symptom onset can also be, present in a variety of different ways, and so that's something though that we're definitely tracking. It is a virus that can have a pretty prolonged incubation period, and so that's something that we're definitely aware of, and as was noted, we'll continue to monitor the individuals that arrive with us, for as long as we and our partners at Public Health determine is the safest time to do so.
Are there any other questions? Hearing none, thank you once again for spending this time with us, and we look forward to continuing to provide updates as the events unfold. So thank you.
All right, that was a live look now at our UNMC and Nebraska Medicine press conference. We're going to be back in just a few minutes to start our 4:30 newscast, but we're going to send it back to programming for now.
Perfect for the big game. I want to place that at the $2,510 position.
Just the sweater and the smoker.
I know that's a very fancy sweater. It's not something I would wear personally, but it's definitely the purple label, Ralph Lauren, very stylish. But I gotta think that that is probably the least expensive item. So I'm gonna put that at $12.95.
Okay.
And that just leaves the grill and smoker. So we're gonna drop that right there, $1649.99.
All right, so here's the line you built. Take a look. What do you think? How do you feel?
I think it looks good. I don't buy a lot of watches or big green eggs, but I feel okay. I feel all right.
Oh, good. Well, I hope you feel even better in a couple of minutes. I hope this is the winner.
Okay.
John, it's time to find out if you're leaving here with $8,300. Let's see if you built the perfect line. Let's start with the sweater. Is the Ralph Lauren sweater $12.95? Great job. Yes, it is. Awesome. How about the grill and smoker? Is that $1,649? Okay. So far, so good. Moving right along. Is the big screen TV $2,510? Oh, no, you didn't build a perfect line. Hold on, let's see what the prices should have been. Earrings were $2,510, the TV $3,499, and the watch was $8,300. But John, I've got $1,000 for you, and our thanks for playing with us. We loved having you. Thank you for being with us. Join us next time when 4 contestants are right here trying to win on the perfect line. Bye-bye, everybody. I'm so sorry you didn't, but you got $1,000 in that vacation.
Great.
That'll work. That'll spend. Yeah. Thank you. We love having you. You played a great game. Yeah.
Make a splash this summer by becoming a Y member and enjoy access to 3 outdoor pools, free group exercise classes, along with discounted rates on swim lessons, summer day camp, and youth sports. Let's make this the best summer yet. Outdoor pools open May 23rd, and we can't wait to see you. Stop by any Lincoln Y location or join online at ymcalincoln.org. The YMCA, for a better us.
I was in Schaefer's looking for a washer and dryer. I didn't even know they had mattresses, but I lost my husband in the process of looking for appliances, and he was laying on a mattress, and he's like, you gotta lay on this thing. I wasn't in the market for a new mattress, but I don't sleep great. And this bed started like massaging me, but also like you're floating a little bit at the same time. And I turned to my husband, and he knew he was gonna have to buy me this mattress before I left the store.
It's all waiting in the Sleep Gallery at Schaefer's.
Tonight,
she was a 16-year-old teenager who vanished.
2020 unravels a mystery.
It was difficult to not be emotional.
That will keep you guessing till the very end.
I have chills right now.
Tonight on ABC and stream on Disney Plus and Hulu.
At Access Garage Doors of Lincoln, we know your garage door is the first thing people see and the last thing you should worry about.
Keep it reliable with our $99 tune-up special. Quick service with a free 25-point inspection.
Don't stress.
Call Access.
Watch Sports Director Nate Johnson at 4:30, 5, 6, and 10 p.m. Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 4:30.
Now at 4:30, hosting potential hantavirus. The pivotal role Nebraska is set to play as health officials race to contain a deadly outbreak. Plus, messy car crash. A collision leaves a car lying on its side and triggers an emergency response in South Lincoln. What we know about the incident. Plus, kindness on four wheels. How a Lincoln community and a local business are rallying together to bring a mom a heart-hugging surprise. But first, breaking now, authorities detail the terrifying threats made to the Seward Walmart just last night. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us just a few minutes later from our live news cut-in. I'm Mackenzie Johnson. The Seward Police Department says this is believed to be another case of swatting, with the caller claiming there were multiple pipe bombs around the Walmart store in Seward. According to police, the male caller also claimed those bombs would detonate in 30 minutes. Authorities evacuating the store while a bomb detection dog with the Lincoln Police Department came to help clear the scene. Seward police say nothing was found during that search, so the store was then reopened to the public. But they also tell us that a Kearney Walmart got the same bomb threat last night. Right now, authorities are investigating to figure out the identity and location of the person who called in the false threats. Well, a cloudy but nice end to our work week. Let's send it on over to Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins for our first forecast. Rusty?
We do have a little bit to talk about as we get into the 4:30 time frame. We have a spot shower or two, just a little band right here, a little band here, and then a couple of spots. I mean, this is next to nothing, but we'll zoom in and look at it anyway. A sprinkle. That's about all we're going to get out of this. Between Wilbur and Beatrice, maybe a shower. This is kind of what it looks like, though. That's really a neat shot, though, isn't it? Honda of Lincoln Cam, 27th and Yankee Hill Road. Partly cloudy skies, no precipitation around here, but 77 degrees. Feels like 77, too, with a calm wind. Temperatures in the 70s, middle and upper 70s. No, I haven't seen any 80s yet today, but it's been close. Let's see. No, I don't see any 80s, but look at Grand Island. It's 79 degrees, so we're just, this close. Early tomorrow morning, temperatures will eventually fall to around 50 to kick off Mother's Day weekend. So more on that forecast in a few minutes.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Rusty. Let's take a live look now at some Lincoln roads. This is 14th Street and Pine Lake right now. Traffic seems like it's moving on through, so if you're heading home from work for the weekend, looks like you're not going to bump into any roadblocks in this area. Breaking now, the Americans who are on board the cruise ship at the center of the hantavirus outbreak will be brought to Nebraska. Now, if you were with us just a few minutes ago, we took a live press conference from officials at UNMC and the Nebraska Medical Center. Now, this all revolves around the cruise ship, which is at the center of the hantavirus investigation, which has already killed 3 people. The Americans on that cruise ship will be arriving to the Canary Islands in just a couple of days, and they'll then be transferred to Omaha to the National Quarantine Unit. Now, the officials at that press conference telling us they will be bringing those American citizens to be safely monitored. As of right now, they believe 17 passengers will be brought to their unit, which is designed to monitor these types of patients. They tell us at this time, none of those American passengers have symptoms. They are healthy patients. Nebraska has a unique partnership with the federal authorities to help bring these Americans back and treat them after they've been exposed to different outbreaks like this. Now, right now, the health officials don't have a set timeline of how long the patients will be in quarantine. That'll be determined after they've been assessed. The patients will be arriving within the next couple of days. They tell us also this is extremely different from COVID-19, which is also where they treated some of those patients. They say hantavirus is not nearly as transmissible as COVID. And they do not expect this to rise to the pandemic level. One of our reporters is live at the scene. He'll be joining us tonight at 5 and 6 o'clock with more information. New tonight, a rollover crash in South Lincoln prompting a large emergency response at the scene this morning. Take a look. You can see the chaotic aftermath of what appears to be a 2-vehicle crash. One car lying on its side near 33rd and Pine Lake Road. Citizen journalist Brian sharing this video to our Now Local News app, where you can see Lincoln Police and LFR responding to the scene. In this video, it also appears they're trying to get someone out of the car. Right now, we don't have any confirmation on whether there are any injuries involved, but as soon as we know more, we'll keep you posted. Now to a story only on 8. A community and a local business are teaming up to drive kindness towards a Lincoln mom.
Good afternoon. I'm in Menorwood. I'm just outside of A1 Automotive here, where they are giving away a big surprise today. Coming up tonight at 5 and 6 o'clock, 3 local business owners all came together to gift a vehicle to a mother of 3 who really needs it to get to and from her job and take her kids to school and other sporting events. They tell me what this process was like, getting it all together, including a year's worth of free insurance for her. I also got to speak with the mom about this gift, and she gets a little emotional. She tells me that it really just proves there are good people out there, and it really came at a time when she needed it most.
Trump administration officials say they expect to hear from Iranian negotiators regarding a potential short-term agreement for the war in Iran. ABC's Christiane Cordero has the details.
This video shared today by U.S. Central Command shows 2 Iranian-flagged ships up in smoke near the Strait of Hormuz. The U.S. says the oil tankers were trying to evade the ongoing blockade in the strait, meant to squeeze Iran's economy. It follows a day of back-and-forth airstrikes in the region. Central Command says it retaliated with strikes on Iran's coastal ports yesterday after Iran launched missiles and drones aimed at U.S. forces.
Well, the red line is clear. If they threaten Americans, they're going to get blown up. I mean, that's how much clearer can you be than that?
The United Arab Emirates says it's still facing incoming missiles and drones from Iran. The strikes left 3 people injured, according to the UAE. And this video, released by Iranian state media, shows what the regime claims is Revolutionary Guard members boarding and taking control of a Barbados-flagged vessel in the Gulf of Oman. Iran accused the ship of trying to disrupt Iranian oil exports. As the exchange of gunfire tests the U.S. and Iran ceasefire, questions linger about the status of negotiations between the 2 countries. On social media today, Iran's foreign minister criticized the latest U.S. strikes as reckless, vowing Iran won't bow to pressure. Iran has not formally responded to the U.S. proposal for a short-term agreement to reopen the strait. The 30-day truce could then allow for negotiations for a more long-term nuclear deal.
It's important to point out the last nuclear agreement took 2 years to negotiate. We obviously don't have that amount of time, but it is a very detailed process, and it needs to start soonest so that we can get to the point where we have a new one.
According to officials familiar with the short-term deal under review right now, the U.S. would agree to end its naval blockade in the Strait of Hormuz in exchange for Iran easing certain restrictions there to help move some of the roughly 1,500 vessels currently stuck. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Right now, 2 fallen Nebraska heroes have their names engraved into history. The Nebraska Law Enforcement Memorial hosting an event to put the names of Trooper Kyle McCasey and Corrections Officer Colby Bobber into the memorial in Grand Island. Trooper McCasey died in the line of duty after being hit by a snowplow. That was in February of last year. Meanwhile, Officer Bobber died from complications related to COVID in 2021. Governor Jim Pillen and Attorney General Mike Hilgers joining family members of the fallen officers today, honoring their sacrifice. The families speaking on the pain of losing their loved ones.
While it is incredibly important to honor those who make the ultimate sacrifice, I believe it is equally important to honor the unsung heroes of the Thin Blue Line. Those unsung heroes have always been and will always be the spouses, the children, the parents, the siblings, and the families of our law enforcement officers. We, the families, did not choose to protect and serve. We did not choose to risk everything, and we certainly did not choose to give the ultimate sacrifice. Yet we are the ones who must wake up every day in a world where our loved one no longer exists. We are the ones that carry the weight of a sacrifice we never agreed to make.
Now that's Tiffany Yant. She's the daughter of fallen Ceresco officer Ross Bartlett. She's asking for better support from the community and law enforcement agencies for families of the departed officers.
For Channel 8 News, I'm Andrew Ward. Work is underway to prepare for Police Week. The Lincoln Police Union sharing these photos on Facebook showing some of their members and staff at the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office getting the memorial ready in front of the County City building. Both law enforcement agencies have several events planned for next week, including a Peace Officers Memorial Ceremony on Tuesday. We're going to keep you updated all week long.
Coming up after the break, a baseball border battle. Our Nate Johnson takes us through how the Husker team is gearing up for the matchup in Iowa tonight. Plus, new at 5, a big update on the cyber attack impacting university students nationwide, including right here in Lincoln. The message tonight from the group claiming responsibility. We'll be right back. Baseball team is set for a border battle against the Iowa Hawkeyes tonight. It's a game everyone looks forward to. Now for the latest on Big Red Baseball, let's check in with Channel 8 Sports Director Nate Johnson. Nate?
Hey, thank you, Mackenzie. Today is a great day for if you're a Huskers sports fan. We've got a loaded sports zone for you later today. But before that, we got to talk about Nebraska baseball because they're back at home this week. Starting tonight, the Huskers hosting the Hawkeyes at Haymarket Park. A huge series for Nebraska, who has lost 3 in a row coming into tonight's action. Nebraska and Iowa have met 55 times on the diamond. The Hawkeyes holding a 29-26 lead over the Huskers in the all-time series. Their last meeting was in Iowa City, where the Hawkeyes won 2 of 3 games against Nebraska. And here was head coach Will Bolt on the similarities between these two teams.
There's a lot of similarities there between the two teams, the two lineups, the balance, the speed, the ability to move the ball when you need to, and a little bit of thump in there as well. So, I think in a lot of ways it'll be very similar, you know, for our pitchers. You know, they've got some veteran hitters in their lineup, and they'll fight you for every pitch, you know, and that's what got our pitching staff ready for the season this year, was that they faced our guys, and that's what our guys were doing.
First pitch is set for 6:02 tonight at Hawks Field. Righty Carson Jasaw will get the nod tonight at the bump for Nebraska. And you can watch the game on Nebraska Public Media or Big Ten Plus. We'll, of course, have a full recap of tonight's action in the Sports Zone. We got a lot to talk about later today, so we'll see you there. For now, the Mackenzie will send things back over to you.
All right, thank you, Nate. Well, don't forget our bike drive is just around the corner here at Channel 8. We're shifting into high gear to give back. We're partnering with the Lincoln Bike Kitchen for our 3rd annual bike drive. It's next Thursday, May 14th, right here at Channel 8. Our team is going to be out in the parking lot from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. next Thursday. You can donate any new or gently used bikes. Well, a beautiful end to the work week out there. Will it hold steady for our weekend plans? Let's ask Rusty. What do you think?
Wait, am I going to be out there from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.?
Yeah, I'm going to pull a long shift.
That would be, I'd be exhausted by the end of the day and still had 5 more hours to go in my normal work shift. That would be a lot. No, there's going to be, there's going to be the morning people out during the morning, the evening people out during the evening. We'll be out there at some point. 48th and Cornhusker Highway, ABC Seamless. Everybody is flowing nicely. I mean, I'm impressed at how well people can maneuver this. I'm sure it's a lot easier when you're down there, but looking at it, it's like, look at that huge bus, just rolls on by. It's just amazing. Precipitation, we are about 3 inches behind, so just getting worse and worse and worse as the year goes by. This is 4.08 is how much we've had for 2020. I almost said 1926. Oh, goodness. Since the beginning of 2026, normal is right at 7 inches, and we're nowhere near that, unfortunately. Temperatures over the last 24 hours, yesterday and today, very similar days. Notice the overnight low temperatures in the lower 50s, so a warm start to the day. We do have temperatures that will eventually fall back into the 50s after midnight. I think we'll see 79 by 6 p.m., middle 70s by 8 o'clock, and then into the 60s as soon as that sun goes down. Some storms down here, some strong ones. There's a severe thunderstorm watch for the very southeastern corner of Kansas into Oklahoma, then some light rain in central parts of Missouri into Illinois, all the way over towards Ohio. For us, though, just a sprinkle or two. Gotta look close. 1 or 2 dots showing up here, a couple of dots over there by O'Neill. Cherry County seeing a couple of dots. Not enough. I mean, we need way more than this, and it just doesn't look like that's in the forecast. Now, we do have chances for rain, which is good. This is midnight tonight, mostly clear. Nothing happening tonight, but notice what happens as we get past noon tomorrow. We start to see a little more precipitation showing up on the stormcast, clouding those skies up. I think we'll get into the lower 80s tomorrow afternoon, and then here comes a little bit of a precipitation potential. It's not going to be a huge deal, but a little bit of a frontal boundary all the way from northwest Nebraska to southeast Nebraska. Scattered showers, maybe a rumble of thunder as we head through the afternoon and into the early evening hours. Temperatures tomorrow morning in the 40s, highs tomorrow, lower 80s. So a warm Saturday headed our way.
Warm indeed. All right, thank you, Rusty. Let's check out now what's trending on our website at KLKNTV.com. Here's Channel 8's Mark Fisher.
How's it going, everybody? I'm Mark Fisher, and we're back with another segment of what's trending on KLKNTV.com. First up, a Nebraska man was arrested overnight following multiple pursuits in northern Lancaster County. On 8:30 p.m. on Wednesday, a trooper was patrolling on Interstate 80 near the Lincoln Airport exit when he saw a BMW sedan driven by 20-year-old Nathaniel Campbell traveling faster than 95 miles an hour. The State Patrol said he reached speeds over 160 miles per hour on I-80 before exiting at the 56th Street exit. The driver continued north before coming to a stop near Highway 77 and Agnew Road. The State Patrol said he then ran off. The troopers found identifying information in Campbell's car and arrested him when he returned home at around 1:30 a.m. on Thursday. Also getting clicks, the University of Nebraska system on Thursday detailed a nationwide hack of Canvas, a learning management system used by the school. According to the university system, a threat actor, Shiny Hunters, had interrupted access to Canvas for users on all 4 NU campuses and campuses nationwide. On Friday, the parent company Instructure said Canvas was back up up and running for most users. You can read about these stories and much more on our website at klkntv.com, but for now, we'll see everybody next week with more trending stories.
All right, coming up, Pope Leo is celebrating a big milestone. We're diving into the pontiff's accomplishments and role in the growing Catholic Church. Details on his first year at the helm. Plus, new at 5, 3 Nebraska counties are added to the list of those impacted by disastrous droughts. Find out which ones tonight at 5. We'll be right back. Right now, Pope Leo is celebrating a big milestone, 1 full year as leader of the Catholic Church. Now, ABC's Melissa Adon details her travels with the Pope and why the Church in the past year has been successful in finding new believers.
Exactly a year ago, the first American Pope was elected. Pope Leo XIV, born Robert Francis Prevost, taking the helm of the Catholic Church.
La pace sia con tutti voi.
His papacy comes at a time where Catholicism is a driving force behind this new generation. The excitement was palpable as the Pope descended onto the African continent in his most recent visit.
What significance is it as a young person that is Catholic?
Oh, everything. It's good to be a young Catholic because you're having some movement in church that people are entering sites.
More than a fifth of the world's Catholics are in Africa. The continent is the fastest growing region of the Catholic Church worldwide, and a driving force are Africa's youth.
Oh, I'd just like to thank everyone in Cameroon for the
the wonderful welcome, the great enthusiasm.
Within his first year, the 70-year-old pontiff making strides, visiting Turkey and Lebanon for his first papal trip in the fall. Then in the spring, he headed to Monaco, where he acknowledged the rise of Catholicism. The Pope spent 11 days crisscrossing the continent.
As Pope Leo makes his way through the Pope Mobile, there is an enthusiastic crowd here.
Pope Leo promoting peace among war-torn regions, visiting Bamenda, Cameroon, the epicenter of a deadly civil war, where a 3-day ceasefire was put in place just to accommodate Leo's visit.
We're hoping that they should try and hear our voice. One civilization, one day, the new civilization, the new generation.
Throughout the journey, Pope Leo committed to preaching the gospel and not afraid to speak his mind. As recently as this past Monday, President Trump once again criticized Pope Leo.
Well, the Pope would rather talk about the fact that it's okay for Iran to have a nuclear weapon, and I don't think that's very good. I think he's endangering a lot of Catholics and a lot of people.
The first American pope responding on Tuesday, saying the church has spoken out against all nuclear weapons for years. There is no doubt about that. I simply hope to be listened to because of the value of God's word.
Do you find that it created division within the United States for Catholics?
If anything, it united Catholics in the United States because Catholics from progressive to traditional really were appalled by the president's personal attack on the Pope, which is really, in a way, attack on the church. And so I think people sort of came together to support him.
Melissa Adon, ABC News.
All righty, time for our final forecast here at 4:30. Rusty, take it away.
We have just a little bit of breeze out there. Really a nice looking day, temperature-wise, very mild. Mixture of clouds and sun, maybe a spot shower underneath some of these clouds. Won't amount to much. In fact, Stormcast has everything basically gone by 8 p.m. Now we have to wait until we get past 10 p.m., past midnight. Then Saturday comes our way. Notice the clouds kind of gathering some steam there a little bit, starting to see the greens show up, and then right there by about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, a few showers between Grand Island and Lincoln all the way up towards the Panhandle. So we'll talk more about that at 5, 6, and 10.
All right, thank you so much, Rusty. That's going to do it for Channel 8 News at 4:30. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Rod Fowler is coming up next, along with our team of reporters and citizen journalists. Well, that'll be right at the top of the hour. Stick with us.
Your mom will enjoy sharing
His trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight, doubleheader dingers, Husker softball in the semifinals of the Big Ten tournament, and a baseball border battle with Iowa, what both teams' chances are of bringing home wins. Also tonight, and only on 8 exclusive, the perfect present.
It just shows me that God sees me, you know.
Why one mother of 3 was given a free car. Also, leveraging leaks, what the hacker group Shiny Hunters is asking for so they don't leak university information. And hantavirus help.
The world is less safe. We need to do much better reducing the risk.
Why exposed patients are being transported to Nebraska. And breaking now, some hantavirus cruise ship passengers are coming to Nebraska. The cruise ship off the coast of Africa had many of its passengers exposed to hantavirus and a good handful of them infected with it. Now, the Americans who were on board will be brought to UNMC in Omaha, where they're going to be quarantined.
The unit is ready, and we await the arrival of the passengers. Thank you.
The teams at Nebraska Medicine and UNMC are prepared, but there are some questions to be answered tonight. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us on this Friday. The National Quarantine Unit at Nebraska Medicine, you might remember, was last used in the 2014 Ebola outbreak, and then it was also used in 2020 during COVID. Now the question on many people's minds, should we be concerned with this hantavirus outbreak? Channel 8's Jake Holman joins us live from Omaha after attending the news conference just a little bit ago that you saw here on Channel 8. He's here to give everyone some clarity on this situation. Jake?
Hey, good evening, Rod. A big crowd here at Nebraska Medicine. A lot of questions being answered tonight as the state will become a national topic of conversation. Now, let's talk about the things we know at this very moment. According to state health officials here, this decision was made very carefully. They say these Americans will receive the best care. Now, it'll be a total of 17 Americans that are expected to be sent here to the quarantine center. The doctors say they have no reason to believe that any of them have been infected, just exposed. They say they have room for about 20, but they are preparing and expecting for that 17. Now, each person will stay in their own rooms, sort of like a hotel, they explained, where they'll have food and drinks delivered to them, as well as Wi-Fi access. Angela Hewitt, though, says the hantavirus is not known to spread in person to person. You just really have to be very up close in order for that infection to spread. Now, a couple more key things to note. Right now, there is not an estimated time at when those Americans will arrive here in Omaha. That is still to be determined. But the interim chancellor at UNMC also expressing and emphasizing that these are all 17 very healthy individuals that are the Americans that are being sent here. So something to monitor as they keep tracking this. And of course, a lot to talk about here. This is a pretty big story we are covering.
Jake, I think you hit it right on the spot there where they say all 17, as far as they know, they're in good condition and not necessarily infected with the hantavirus. Jake, I remember 12 years ago when the Ebola patients were brought in to that facility. They were in ambulances and being escorted by medical teams and police. Then you had the COVID patients who were there in 2020. But as you mentioned, this is really going to be a different type of view when these 17 Americans arrive here in the next week or so.
Yeah, exactly, Rod. I had actually asked part of that question, you know, what similarities or differences will there be from that time back in the Ebola outbreak when they were here in Omaha? But they had just said this will be completely different. It's a completely different virus, so that means certainly a lot of different things they're having to do. But they also said UNMC provided a careful approach, something they have maintained for a very long time, and they will continue to do just that for this case as well. For now, though, reporting here in Omaha, Jake Holman, Channel 8 News.
I think those 17 Americans are going to be in good hands. Thank you so much. Jake Holman reporting live for us from Omaha. Also breaking now, authorities detailed a scary threat made to the Seward Walmart last night. Seward police believe this was another case of swatting, with a caller claiming there were several pipe bombs around the store and would detonate in 30 minutes. The building was evacuated. A bomb detection dog with the Lincoln Police Department came to help clear the scene. Seward police say nothing was found, so the store was reopened. Also breaking now, the Douglas County Sheriff's Office is just now saying they have one deputy injured in the area of 19th and Washington Street in Omaha. They're calling it an active scene, and they're asking people to avoid the area to give first responders and law enforcement personnel room to work. As soon as we learn more about the nature of this situation, we'll be sure to let you know. Let's get to your first forecast on this Friday evening. Ladies and gentlemen, you did it. You made it through another work week. What a way to end it, right? Very nice today as we take a live look from our tower cam. This nice weather, is it going to carry into Mother's Day weekend? A lot of you want to know that. So let's go to Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins to find out. Rusty?
Most of it, yes. And we do have a little bit of light rain showing up right now on the radar, and I have to stress the word light. And we do have another chance for some light rain as we head through the day tomorrow as well. Sunday, though, Mother's Day looks fantastic. Here's what it looks like outside right now. Sunset at 8:31. A few clouds out there, and there's a few sprinkles in some of those. We'll just call it partly cloudy for now. 74 degrees by 7 p.m., 68 by 9, and into the lower 60s just before midnight. More sunshine in Beatrice on our Shoals roofing cam, 6th and Perkins, and it's really a nice day. But notice a couple of sprinkles out there, and very small. Won't amount to much. Even if you do see a little bit of this, it would just enough to make your car dirty. That's about it. Some heavier rainfall trying to fall just southeast of O'Neill there, and then over towards between Chadron and Valentine. But overall, just very light rain. It's just enough to tease us, really. Temperatures are in the 70s for just about everybody. We're at 75 in Lincoln, 77 in Columbus, almost 80 in Grand Island. A little bit of a north breeze at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, we drop off to around 50 degrees, and the wind doesn't look like it'll amount to much, less than 10 miles per hour after the sun sets. We'll talk about those rain chances on Saturday in the full forecast.
Thank you, Rusty. What do you say we talk about some sports? Nebraska softball is taking a swing at the semifinals of the Big Ten tournament, and the Husker baseball team is set for a border battle against the Iowa Hawkeyes. Big games for both Husker squads, and for the latest on the Big Red, let's check in with Nate Johnson, who joins us here in the studio. Nate, take it away.
Hey, thank you, Rod. If you're a Husker sports fan, it's a great day for that. We've got a loaded sports zone for you coming up in just a little bit. But we got to talk about some Nebraska baseball and softball. They're back at home this week, taking on Iowa, hosting the Hawkeyes at Haymarket Park for a huge series for Nebraska, who has lost 3 in a row coming into tonight's action. The Huskers and Iowa have met 55 times on the diamond, with the Hawkeyes holding a 29-26 lead over the Huskers in that all-time series. Their last meeting was in Iowa City, where the Hawkeyes won 2 of 3 games against Nebraska. But here was head coach Will Bolt on the similarities between these two teams.
There's a lot of similarities there between the two teams, the two lineups, the balance, the speed, the ability to move the ball when you need to, and you know, a little bit of thump in there as well. So yeah, I think in a lot of ways it'll be very similar, you know, for our pitchers. You know, they've got some veteran hitters in their lineup, and they'll fight you for every pitch, you know, and that's what got our pitching staff ready for the season this year, was that they faced our guys, and that's what our guys were doing.
Now, first pitch is set for 6:02 tonight at Hawks Field. Righty Carson Jasso will get the nod at the bump tonight for Nebraska. And you can watch the game on Nebraska Public Media or Big Ten Plus. We'll, of course, have a full recap of tonight's action in the Sports Zone at 10. Now, we have to talk some softball because the Huskers are in action as we speak in the Big Ten tournament in Maryland. Nebraska taking on Indiana in the semifinals. The Huskers up 1-0 right now at the moment in the 4th inning. Wisconsin and UCLA will face off in the other semifinal game tonight at 6:30. And again, we'll have a recap of tonight's action later at 10 and an update at 6. A lot of Husker sports to get into in the Sports Zone at 6. Excited for that. We'll see you there. For now, the Rod will go ahead and send things back over to you.
All right, thank you so much, Nate. Only on 8, 3 local business owners come together for one big surprise.
Today we gave away a car, something that we like to do as often as we can.
A life-changing gift.
I put my faith in motion and I submitted an application. As Kendall said, it was a lengthy one, but I knew that it would be a life-changing opportunity.
One incredibly deserving recipient. Tonight, how a mother of 3 ended up with a new ride. No doubt a team effort gives a Lincoln mother the gift of a lifetime. Emotions running high as she stepped outside to see a car that she can now call her very own. Channel 8's Emma Norwood was there and got to speak with the ones who made it possible.
It was all smiles today as Tylandra Tate received this gently used car free of charge. This life-changing opportunity made possible through a community effort and the kindness of so many.
I seen a need, and I knew that I had the capabilities and community partnerships to be able to make it come forth.
An unforgettable morning as mother of three, Tylandra Tate walks through the doors of A1 Automotive and is gifted this car free of charge. The owner of A1 Automotive, Kendall Warnick, starting a nonprofit aimed at giving away cars for those in need. Ashley Milner coming across his Facebook post and deciding to take action for her friend.
I submitted an application. As Kendall said, it was a lengthy one, but I knew that it would be a life-changing opportunity, and I knew based off of the economic opportunity, not just with her, but with her family, that this would be life-changing for not just one person, but multiple people.
From there, Milner knocking on doors, partnering with Vivian Claw to give a free AAA membership and help with insurance. The collaboration from Claw, Milner, and the ones who fixed up the car leaves a warm feeling in their hearts.
It's very rewarding to use talents that we have to make somebody else's life easier.
Tate tells me this changes everything for her.
This is a great opportunity to have three people, you know, that's just, it's Trinity. To have three people come together and see something in me and to willing to help me the way I help others, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. So to have that coverage, to have this vehicle, to have just this support system and this foundation, it's amazing. So I'm very grateful.
Today's surprise also hitting close to home for Milner and Claw. Both say they had someone help them in life, and they're happy to just pay it forward. Reporting here in the studio, Emma Norwood, Channel 8 News.
Thank you, Emma. Love seeing those stories. Stay with us. We have more headed your way right after the break and a new batch of stories in our 6 o'clock newscast, including rebuilding the Bob. UNL shares an update on the progress on the Devaney Center renovations, what they have completed so far. And coming up after the break, technology threat, shiny hunters making themselves known after yesterday's college hacking, what they're threatening to do if settlements aren't made. We'll be right back. If you are now just joining us, we need to catch you up on some breaking news. Around 17 Americans who were on that cruise ship that had a hantavirus outbreak, they are coming to Omaha. Officials with Nebraska Medicine and UNMC say they have no reason to believe that those people are infected. They were just exposed to the virus, so they want to keep a close eye on them. The Americans could arrive early next week, and they're going to be quarantined and monitored at the facility's biocontainment unit. All right, developing now, the group responsible for hacking several universities delivers a threat. Shiny Hunters is what the group calls itself. UNL was just one victim in a hack that carried out on Canvas, which is what many universities have for a learning platform. They sent a message after the hack to multiple colleges. And this is what the threat is. If schools do not want their data leaked, Shiny Hunters is asking the schools to contact them privately through a cyber advisory firm. They're saying they have until the end of the day on May 12th to negotiate a settlement until all data gets leaked. We will keep you posted as this situation unfolds further. Well, right now, we're preparing for primary election day here in Nebraska. The Secretary of State is announcing all vote count machines in Nebraska's 93 counties have passed logic and accuracy tests. But Secretary Evans says their work on verifying security and accuracy is always there, and they'll be making sure this election is accurate. Next Tuesday is primary day. We'll be following the election at every hour here on Channel 8. Our team and our citizen journalists will be posting updates on our Now Local News app, so scan the QR code so you can be in the know about election results before anyone else. Make sure to tune in to all of our shows next Tuesday so you do not miss a beat.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
Quite a few degrees above average today. I mean, not a lot. 78 versus 72 for the normal. We were nowhere near that record high set back in 1895, but still 6 degrees above there. And let's see, that's what, 4 degrees above our average low. So overall, a very mild day today. And this is really the first of many mild days in a row. I think Mother's Day is about the only one that will be really close to normal for temperatures. The rest, a lot of 80s headed our way. We'll see if we can get to any record highs. Speaking of Mother's Day weekend, there's your 72 on Mom's Day. It just looks fantastic, absolutely great. Rain is possible on Saturday, a little warmer too, 83. We'll talk about that rain chance here in a minute. First, what's going on outside? Those cumulus clouds, these differ from the fair weather cumulus clouds. Those are round and poofy and cotton ball like. These, usually, if they have a rain potential, they'll have a flat bottom to them, and that is one sign that it's not those fair weather cumulus clouds, but maybe just a little bit of convection. Not a lot, just enough to give us a sprinkle or two on our Barry Law Cam. So, I mean, when I say a sprinkle or two, literally a sprinkle or two. It's not a lot going on out there. Middle 70s right now in Lincoln, 79, one of the warmer spots in Omaha and Grand Island, 76 in Beatrice and Hebron, 77 in New York, 77 in Columbus, and 77 in Hastings. Not a whole lot of wind, less than 10 miles per hour for a lot of us. It's out of the northwest, though, at 15 to 20 miles per hour in central and north central Nebraska. A little bit of a boundary layer right here. And there's that sprinkle. There's your boundary layer. There's one of them there. There's another one here. Again, not going to amount to much. This, every single model I've looked at, as soon as the sun gets really close to the horizon, these will just poof, go away. So we're not expecting this to linger, but a few spot showers here, a few spot showers here, just enough. Imagine this, you're driving along the street and somebody has their sprinkler on and it just kind of gets you real quick. That's what this would be like. One windshield wiper and you're done. That's about all you can expect out of this. So unfortunately, we need a lot more rainfall. By 10 p.m., clear as a bell, not much going on. Now, things are going to change for Saturday afternoon. Doesn't look like any strong or severe weather is a possibility, but clouds increase as we head through Saturday morning, and you can already see a little bit of green showing up on the Stormcast radar here. And there's a little boundary layer right here from Chadron through, say, Broken Bow towards Grand Island, Hastings, and down towards Beatrice. This will all move to the east, kind of shifts like this. So right here from the very southeast corner to the very northwest corner, maybe a strong storm or two here towards Sheridan and Garden County, but a light band of rain here from Grand Island to Lincoln to Beatrice, and that kind of hangs out. And then it all comes around like this, and overnight, a little bit of a wave. Again, the severe threat is very low, but showers and maybe some thunderstorms very early Sunday morning. And then by Sunday, by the time the sun comes up, everything should clear on out, and we're looking at eventually mostly sunny skies by the second half of the morning and into the afternoon. So partly cloudy tonight after those sprinkles, 48 degrees, near normal temperatures. 48 is about where we're supposed to be this time of year. 83, partly cloudy, those showers, maybe a rumble of thunder the second half of the day on Saturday, but very warm, between 80 and 85 degrees, maybe some 70s off to the west. And then Sunday, likely a top 10 day on Sunday. And then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, mostly sunny to partly cloudy and warm, nearing the middle 80s each day. Small chance for rain on our bike drive day on Thursday, and getting into the upper 80s to around 90 by the end of next week.
All right, thank you, Rusty. And we are getting the chains moving on our bike drive very soon. We are now less than a week away, as you just saw. We're partnering with the Lincoln Bike Kitchen for the 3rd annual bike drive. It is next Thursday, May 14th, right here at the Channel 8 station. We are located south of 10th and Van Dorn. Our team is going to be out in the parking lot from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Again, this is next Thursday. You can donate new or gently used bikes of all sizes as long as there is no rust. New tonight, a messy rollover crash in South Lincoln this morning. Yeah, you can see the chaotic aftermath of what appears to be a two-vehicle crash, a car laying on its side. This is near 33rd and Pine Lake Road. Citizen journalist Brian sharing this video to our Now Local News app. Lincoln Police and LFR responding to the scene. It appears they are trying to get someone out of the car. Right now, no official word on injuries. We'll keep you posted. Also tonight, the Nebraska State Patrol posting a massive drug bust they took part in near Scotts Bluff. They arrested a driver who was a convicted felon. They say he was in possession of thousands of dollars of drug money and around 130 grams of concentrated THC products. They say they also recovered several deadly weapons, which the felon was prohibited from possessing. Well, stay with us. We have more ready for you after the break and a whole lot more on our 6 o'clock news, including the UFO files. Well, the Department of War and President Trump releasing a lot of UFO information today, what they cleared to be seen by the public. Don't go anywhere. All right, Rusty. To all the moms out there, including our wives, thank you so much for what you do. We really do appreciate you, but this is your weekend, and you want to know what the weather's going to be like, and here's Rusty to fill you in.
And a lot of people have plans before too, like tonight, maybe going out tonight or tomorrow or the next day. So a lot going on this weekend. And right now there's just a few spot showers going on, just enough that you may need an umbrella or two briefly. And that's about it. These, as soon as the sun goes down, all of the green spots will disappear like a light switch was turned off. So a few scattered showers out there right now. The temperatures are comfortable, a lot of middle 70s, some upper 60s a little further west. Tonight we'll drop into the upper 40s, middle and upper 40s, and then highs tomorrow, you're looking at 60s, 70s, and 80s, mostly the 80s for the eastern half of the state. It is going to be a warm start to the weekend. Mom's Day looks to be really nice, mostly sunny, temperatures in the lower 70s.
All right, thank you, Rusty, and thank you so much for joining us. World News is coming up next, and then we'll be back here at 6 o'clock.
Closed captioning on Channel 8.